Hi, this episode is called Skin in the Game, and it's about some natural, simple techniques that you can use in your daily time in the bathroom to enhance your immunity and improve your mental state, and to reduce the inflammaging that we're interested in to slow down the aging process. And the things that we're interested in here that are important: cold water immersion, in other words, adding a cold shower after your normal cleansing warm shower, and then skin massage, which can be allied with your regime of appropriate skin hydration. First of all, let's talk about skin hydration. As we get older, our skin ages and becomes more vulnerable, and particularly the hydration of the skin alters. What you need to do about this is to pay careful attention to additional hydration after your daily shower or bath. And you need some simple moisturizing cream, something inexpensive but effective, non-scented is preferable, because you never quite know what reactions and problems might occur with scents, and some artificial scents are carcinogenic. So in the UK, E45 is a common brand, or Aveeno, for example, but a simple emollient cream of the sort that you can buy in a relatively large container in any supermarket or any pharmacy. Or you can additionally use something of this sort instead of shower gel to wash your skin when you're in the shower. And this is a technique that's widely used by people with skin diseases like psoriasis and eczema to avoid the skin drying and damaging effects of soaps. So two choices there to summarize. One is to use a moisturizing lotion, shower type lotion, which is designed to increase moisture in the skin, and the second is to make sure you apply a moisturizer after the shower, and that needs to be all over the body to increase the hydration of the skin and protect you from unnecessary damage. The second technique that I'm interested in here is the cold water immersion technique. So this is, you have your morning shower with soap or the lotion I've described, and cleanse yourself off thoroughly, which most of us do in a warm shower. But as you know, there are a lot of people who are keen on the idea of cold water swimming, find it invigorating, and it's generally believed to be health beneficial. There's been a lot of debate about this in the literature, but recent studies have shown that as little as 3 minutes cold water immersion can have quite a dramatic effect on the antioxidant level of stress markers in the blood, and a 30 to 40% increase in the markers is an indication of good benefit, which can be achieved by this type of cold water exposure. Now, don't immediately get into terribly cold showering. There are some potential risks and problems. The first is, this is not for anybody who has a tendency to get abnormal heart rhythms, because the shock of immediate immersion in cold water can cause cardiac issues. But if your cardiac health is okay from that rhythm point of view, other cardiac problems aren't necessarily relevant. But if you've got a normal heart rhythm and no tendency to get ectopic beats, then a cold rinse after your warm showering is perfectly safe. And it doesn't have to be absolutely freezing cold water. Just below tepid to cold, but not freezing, is sufficient, particularly when you're starting off. I recommend that you start slowly, and you step out of the shower when you've completed washing and turn the temperature down to an acceptable cold temperature, and then step into the flow and allow the water to run down your back, which is the least sensitive area, and count up to around 10 seconds. So I use the 1 elephant 2 elephants, 3 elephants technique to ensure this, or you can do 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. If you can do 10 seconds, that's absolutely fine, and then you step out of the cold shower and turn the shower off. And you just do this consistently every day until you've got into the habit and you're not having any problems with it. And then you begin to increase the duration of time from 10 to 20, aiming to get up to, say, 30 seconds in the second week. And as you're doing this, you make it more acceptable, more tolerable by moving around a little bit. Now, obviously, moving around in the shower can be dangerous if it's slippy, but there's usually something to hold on to, a tap or a door handle or something, or a wall or a grab handle you can hold on to make sure that moving around is a safe thing to do. And I have a routine of joint mobility around my shoulders and my hips, which I do in the cold shower episode, which keeps me occupied while I'm counting, and also means I get my joint mobility in. So the object of the exercise here is to eventually get up to 3 minutes, increasing by about 10 or 20 seconds in each step, taking 3 to 4 weeks to get up to a 3-minute spell. If at that point you feel you'd like the water to be a bit colder, you can try that, and certainly there'll be no dangers associated with it. What you have to do is make this part of your regular routine, and then in a matter of a couple of months, you will have made a significant change in your anti-inflammatory markers, particularly the antioxidants, and achieve the benefit which you can sustain very easily by this regular addition to your normal morning routine. Personally, I find I feel very energized and alive. It wakes me up. I find it very pleasing to have conquered this challenge, and then to know that there are physiological benefits as well. Well, that's great. Then when you're out of the bath, we're going to put on a moisturizer. But before we do that, there are 2 things we can do. We can stimulate the skin to improve the lymph flow, to give us neurological awakening, to increase the blood supply to the skin. There's a well-known universal practice described in old Ayurvedic Indian practice. The Japanese have adopted it and called it Kambu Masatsu or Masatsu. And you'll find this cropping up in different cultures. And this is dry massage using a towel. There's a short video in the info sheet, linked to the video in YouTube where you can see this doing. But essentially, you take a small towel and you rub each part of the body for about 10 seconds quite vigorously, so that you're getting a little bit of increased blood flow to the skin, a slight pinkness to the skin without damaging it. And you go all around the body, and you can also do this on the scalp, it's a potentially useful technique which increases beneficial brain hormones like oxytocin and serotonin. And when you're doing the second part of this, which is to put your moisturizer on, the thing is to extend this a little bit and make it more skin stimulating. You know how you would stroke a cat or a dog in order to make it contented? Well, you use your moisturizing cream to stroke each part of your body in a nice way, in a slow, steady, even sort of 2 centimeters a second type a firm stroke, and take about 60 seconds to do each quarter of the body, so that every area of skin that you can comfortably reach has been stroked and massaged a little bit and given that awakening in terms of blood supply, lymphatic drainage, and the nerves. And this is something that you can simply add on in a habit stacking way that becomes part of your normal morning routine. All the references and the science is in the info sheet that goes with the video. Try this out. I think you'll find it very simple, but also very beneficial. Thank you.